Welcome back, my friends. We were all raised by people who taught us how to behave. They instilled in us their beliefs, sensitivities, their fears, their hopes, their dreams, etc. As adults, we can figure out our own beliefs and use our own senses to direct our own lives. I encourage everyone to know themselves, to be themselves, and to live, not as they were taught to, but based on their own authenticity. For me, authenticity is a matter of being my truest, most real, most loving, playful, inner child self. It is knowing my deepest core convictions and values in life and then trying to live up to them. It's being vulnerable to judgments and criticisms by others who may not understand me or who may even reject me outright just for being me. That's okay. I don't expect everyone to accept and validate me. My most important approval comes from me anyway. If I think my words and deeds are in line with my highest values and my core beliefs about life, then I feel peaceful and confident when saying those words and doing those deeds. If, on the other hand, I don't really believe what I say, I lie to appease others, or I hide my true self, then I bring stress and turmoil into my own life. When I don't believe what I'm saying, I feel fake. When I lie, I feel guilty and ashamed of myself. Then, I often have to keep fibbing to keep up the original lie. That's more shame, more guilt, so much worry, so stressful. The obvious argument against being vulnerable and against being my truest, most authentic self is that it's easier to just play the game, be who others want me to be, or put on the mask. It's very appealing, and it seems like a much easier option to just pretend, avoid, deflect, or to just hide. As an out and proud homosexual, I can say without reservation that for me, it's much nicer living out of the closet than inside it. The coming out process often is, and was for me, very emotionally difficult, but science clearly shows that life lived authentically is always happier, and so is mine. Once I was honest with myself about my sexuality, I released lots of shame, guilt, and fear. Then, when I was honest with others, I gained an incredible personal freedom. The average heterosexual takes this sense of personal freedom for granted, but until I was honest with myself and others, I didn't even know I was missing out. Consider this. Think of the people, past or present, that we look up to. Top politicians, leaders, scientists, religious leaders, celebrities, musicians, etc. What do they all have in common? They all bring their authentic selves to the table. They know what they believe and they stand up for it. Their authenticity makes them natural leaders. In my video about happiness and goals, I said this. Step 1. Decide what I want. Easy to say, right? But if my goal is not in line with what I truly want in my heart, in line with my true self, my inner child, then I am not likely to put in the required effort to achieve such a goal. If I don't enjoy working towards my goal, meaning it's not in line with what truly excites the real me, then I'm not very likely to do the work to achieve such an inauthentic goal. Many studies about happiness at work conclude that businesses that encourage employees to be their true, authentic selves without judgment are considered the happiest companies to work for. One Harvard business study showed that such companies enjoy 30% more sales and productivity than their less happy competition. Also, more authentic employees bring a variety of perspectives and experiences, leading to more creative and more diverse solutions to problems. Of course, there are times in my life, like everyone else's, when it is clearly the wise move to bend or stretch the truth, to bite my tongue or to breathe deep and just get through it. I sometimes deny my true self temporarily in order to respect my core values and to preserve my more long-term authenticity. For example, when I find myself in the hospital, ill and in pain, my truest self wants to scream and lash out at the world. Instead, I try to keep myself calm and remember how authentically grateful I truly am in the long run for the medical care. I've had mixed results, and sometimes my angry frustrations burst through, but I do try. If I want a real connection with another person, I must bring my authentic self to the relationship. If I want the deepest, most intimate relationship possible with a loved one, I must be vulnerable enough to share my own true uniqueness, warts and all. Sometimes society forces us to be fake in order to earn a living. Customer service employees have to pretend to be happy and perky all the time, even when they'd really like to douse a customer with their drink rather than serve it to them. Those who work in such jobs will tell you that wearing a fake personality all day is just exhausting. I think we would all do ourselves a big favor if we tried to be less scared of who and what we really are and instead embrace our honest selves wholeheartedly. My true inner child self seeks joy and happiness, and I choose to follow his lead. Besides, most people are very good at detecting frauds, and they will always respect and appreciate authentic people more than fakes, whether they like them or not. Choose happiness!